welcome to Fat Pack Plays Pokemon Yellow. This is your host, Fat Pack, and I'm playing Pokemon Yellow, guys. I know. It's, doesn't happen very often, apparently, around these parts, but I did it. So, what happened was that I failed to save. And I lost interest, because I hate rework, guys. I hate rework so much. But I've done it, I've gone back, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So, I ended up losing, though, against Snorlax the second time I killed it. So I'm like, I guess I'll just catch this one on camera. Nope. I crit it instead. So, here I go again on my own. I don't have the bike, so I have to go get the bike voucher in Vermilion City. So, I'm looking forward to this series being over. I know, I'm only like 5/8 through by the end of this episode. Well, actually that makes sense, because 5 out of 8 gym badges by the end of this episode. Spoiler alert, guys, 2 badges this episode. But, there's a game I want to get to, and I'm not going to spoil it yet. Super Warp. So I've got the bike. You can only go on Cycling Road here with the bike, so there you go. Anyway, there's a game I really, really want to play, but I want to wait until this game is over. I don't want to start introducing 4th and whatever series, and I didn't want to do that as like a one-off thing like I did around Christmas time. So, anyway, let's see. Oh, Venusaur still evolved. That's good. Yeah, this route is really, really repetitive. There's not really much special on here. You know, it's a lot of Machops, Machokes, Machamps, poison types, you know, Mankeys, yeah, and Primeape. It's in preparation for some of the future gyms coming up. But let's talk about something. I don't know. Let's talk about the evolution of the metagame. I don't know if I've really gotten into it. And let's talk about Pokebank, because that's... Well, it's January 7th here, right now when I'm recording this. 10:19 p.m. This is tomorrow's episode, so better get it uploaded pretty quick. It shouldn't take long. But... So Pokemon Bank was slated to come out December 27th, and I'm sure if you at all like Pokemon, you probably know where I'm going with this. It did not, exactly. It came out in Japan on the 25th, and it was so overly popular that it failed to... I'm sorry, I just heard a door. That it failed, that they had to take it off the eShop. And to me, being, as far as Pokemon's concerned, a bit of an old fogey, I'm like, oh, well, Game Freak, didn't you learn your lesson with Dream World? Because Pokemon Dream World was released in Japan. Well, first, and obviously because Pokemon Black and White was released first in Japan, well before it was released in the US. But... So they released Dream World, and it's overly successful. Like, it's really popular. Obviously, because Dream World is, or was, awesome. It still kind of sees some use, I think, sorta. But, I mean, getting special abilities on Pokemon, and getting, you know, reasonably highish level Pokemon early in the game, it's kind of handy if you want to use it. I mean, it's kind of like the experience share in Gen 6, you know. Use it if you like to make the game a little easier, I guess. Anyway. But it was so popular and so widely used that it crashed. And it crashed hard. And it took a few months before they even tried releasing it again. I mean, Americans had the game by the time they ever tried it. And that was a big debacle, you know. That was a big issue. And so now, you know, history repeating itself, guys. The Poke Transporter and Pokemon Bank being gone, it's kind of, you know, repeating itself here. And I just kind of find it odd that Game Freak would allow something like this to happen twice. I know that it takes up a lot of memory, a lot of servers to get this to all run smoothly. I get it, and you know, I'm not saying that I expected it to run smoothly, not in the slightest, but I just find it interesting, is all. But, well. So, as far as the metagame is concerned, I've been putting together some team ideas for what I want to toy around with. But I more want to wait until I can transfer and use older Pokemon as well. But I do... my god, Talonflame is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous, guys. Priority Brave Bird? Ugh. Like, I mean, look. It's saying something when a Pokemon quadruple weak to Stealth Rock, something that's defined the metagame since its introduction in Gen 4. It's quadruple weak to Stealth Rock. And it's a defining piece of the metagame. Without being a Mega Pokemon, without being, being the generation's de facto bird type Pokemon, by the way. Welcome to Fuchsia City, finally. The generation's de facto bird type Pokemon, even if it does get a sweet fire typing. But, and I mean, something that sweet, I do want to try it out. So I kind of want to run that. And the first thing I thought to do was build a core. That's obvious in team building. Before, the big number one core was 4Dragon. At least it was one of them. Like, if we're talking about non-weather-based teams, we're really talking about one team back in Gen 5 metagame. 4Dragon. But the 4Dragon core no longer works. Fairy typing is more or less exactly the reason. Like, fairy typing is really pretty good, Even if there haven't been that many fairy-type Pokemon that can abuse it, there have been a handful. I know Azumarill's good. Mawile, Mega Mawile is pretty good. Off the top of my head, those are the two big ones that shoot out to me. Gardevoir. I almost forgot Mega Gardevoir. I know a friend of mine, the Geary, wants to, or at least did. I don't know if he still wants to. So, 4Dragon... and even the Pokemon that aren't fairy typing, there's at least one decent fairy type TM, and there's a handful of decent fairy type moves. So, getting 4Dragon is dead is what this story is, which is good. It's good. It reminds me, I've done a couple Duels of the Planeswalkers videos, so as you may or may not know by now, I'm a Magic fan, and Wizards of the Coast does a really good job of changing up the standard metagame. By the way, welcome to Critique. Why do I keep doing that? Welcome to Celadon City Gym, the home of the most frustrating strategy. I'm gonna pause my discussion of Wizards of the Coast. The Celadon City Gym has one of the most frustrating mechanics in it. In Gen 1, Wrap Hacks was ridiculous. You could not attack through a wrap. So if your opponent was a faster wrap user and wrap was 100% accurate, you're dead. Like, there's not much you can do, other than keep spamming healing items until your opponent runs out of wrap hacks. But wrap hacks will kill you if you're not careful, especially from a Pokemon with a decent physical attack. So, Celadon City, home of the wrap hacks. That sounds like a menu item at a sandwich shop. The wrap hacks. I'd eat that. Maybe if it had bacon on it. Anyway, back to my previous topic. Wizards of the Coast does a really good job changing standard around. When I first started playing Magic during Zendikar, so for me it was Shards of Alara, Zendikar block standard. There was Jund. And there was some people who played blue-white control. But, if you want to talk about the big scary monster of the metagame, we talk about Bloodbraid Elf and, Jund. Just, So much value. Value on top of value, stacks on stacks of value. And then Scars of Mirrodin comes out, and we have Zendikar, Scars of Mirrodin standard. Jund is gone, that was kind of a Shards of Alara thing. And now Blue-White Control has gone and adopted this sword and board Caw-Blade strategy. So you have these aggressive flyers and card advantage and swords with all their different abilities, and yeah, it was pretty brutal. And I mean, some people played, in fact, there was still a metagame, kind of. Caw-Blade was the biggest lack of metagame. Like, Pokemon actually is much more diverse than Magic generally is. Welcome to Fuchsia City Gym. I can't even, guys. But yeah, of any metagame in Magic history that I've been a part of, Caw-Blade, the Zendikar Scars of Mirrodin story, like, it was the first standard metagame since Mirrodin, and if you are Magic players, you know how long that's been, that cards were banned in standard. Jace the Mind Sculptor and Stoneforge Mystic. Like, Wizards does not like banning cards in standard, but if that's what it came to. Anyway, then it became Scars Innistrad standard. And all of a sudden, you know, people are still playing some of the Caw-Blade staples, but, you know, your Jaces are gone, your Stoneforges are gone, and suddenly the swords are less exciting. And people are moving into Wolf Run decks with Prime Time, and back into an aggressive shell. And then Return to Ravnica came out, Sphinx's Rev, and Control decks are good again. It's really exciting when metagames change, is what I'm saying. Pokemon metagame is generally diverse. Like, there's, you know, if you look at the list of overused Pokemon, you know, you look at different teams, there's a decent amount of teams, but oftentimes, Pokemon that are rarely used will stay rarely used, you know. Pokemon that are overused will often stay. There's, you know, a few tweaks here and there. You know, a Dream World ability will get released here, a Pokemon will learn a new move there, etc. But generally, it's never big enough for any huge metagame shift. But with the introduction of the Fairy typing, and a lot of Pokemon getting retyping, changing the Steel typing, changing how Poison and Paralysis work, you know, slight tweaks like that, this is the biggest metagame shift they've done since Gen 2, when they introduced the Dark and Steel type. And it's really exciting for me. Anyway, so Talonflame, I was talking about before. The only other two members of the team that I kind of want to run full show, my Mega Pokemon is Mega Blastoise. It's just got all the coverage. Okay, Wartortle, speaking of. And then Dreamworld Venusaur. Dreamworld Venusaur is something else. I mean, I know I don't get the solar power. Or, I mean, I can run him in the sun, but I don't know if I really want to. But he's... Oh, no, what was it? What Dreamworld? Why am I blanking? Whatever. It's late, guys. I'm sorry. Welcome to Saffron City. This time I have it right, and we're doing the mini fighting dojo. But it makes a classic core. The water, fire, grass core. From there I need to build a team around it, and I'm still working on that. Who knows where that's gonna go. Let's talk about this for a second. The story of this is this used to be the Saffron City Gym. And then the Psychics came in, and the fighting type dojo's like, oh no, we no has gym no more, but they stayed. And so now there's a thingy on the wall, and I want it. The dojo's emblem. I've come for it. And my Wartortle will wrestle you for it. Yes! Take that, Mankey Gang. Callbacks. Alright, leader. Show me what you got, Karate Master. Got a Hitmonlee? Pish. Pish, I say. Pish and shot. Oh. Bad feel. Well, I guess we're not getting to Blastoise this episode. Oops, I already knew that. Charizard, FTW, too strong. But we just take a fighting type Pokemon. Hitmonchan is cool. Anyway, guys, this has been Fat Pack. See you later.